By now, I'm hoping you've come off the ceiling, you've managed to calm down, and you've finally built the courage to look at your portfolio. Now, you might be surprised as to what's going on. Yes, altcoins got absolutely wrecked, but there is some bigger parts to play here. There is some stuff going on that, well, you need to be aware of. But one coin that is standing out for me right now is XRP. Yes, this is something I'm super bullish on, but I'm going to walk you through exactly what I think happened in the last 24 hours and how this is now paving the way for the biggest bull run, including altcoins, we have ever seen in the history of cryptocurrency. So smash up that like button to a brand new all-time high. Stick with me till the end of this video because you definitely need to see it, and let's get into it. So I'm going to come back and talk about the specifics of what I think happened with XRP and I guess what you need to know about it and how it was manipulated, but then could be paving the picture for an enormous run like we've never seen before. But there was some things happening in the last 24 hours that I think maybe some people missed. There were some big developments on loads of the XRP ETFs that came out, fresh amendments to those on the S1 filings, including Canary Capital and 21 shares. While the world was collapsing, XRP and Ripple were positioning themselves with their new ETFs. Now, you could align this to what's going on with the whole economy, the Trump idea of deleveraging the dollar, and, well, getting ready for what we believe could be coming next week. Think about it. We talked about it yesterday. Seeding of these ETFs suddenly got way cheaper. In fact, it suddenly got 50% cheaper to seed your ETF for XRP than it did 2 days ago. Pretty interesting when you think about it. And this could unlock a $400 trillion tokenized wave coming into XRP. What do I mean by this? Well, the fact is that we have Swift's ISO 222. This could fuel the next XRP revolution. And it kind of feels like it's all going to happen at the same time. All these ETFs going to come out, the total market reset, and crypto heading into the biggest Q4 run yet. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but when you look at the macro, kind of feels okay. The fact is, though, we have got trillions and trillions of global assets that are going to now start flooding into the market, including the US government. Now, there's lots of speculation right now that this is Trump's plan. He deliberately deleveraging the dollar, dumping the markets, and, well, allowing them to pay off the $35 trillion debt. Russia knows what's going on. Is this true? That's the big question. Check this out.
Америка прямо сейчас пытается поменять правила на рынке золота и криптовалют. Вспомните, какой у них долг. 35 триллионов долларов. В общем-то, это два альтернативных валютному сегменту мировых рынка. Действия Вашингтона в этом направлении отчетливо демонстрируют одну из главных американских задач. Они очень хотят решить проблему снижения доверия к доллару. США, как это было и в 30-е, и в 70-е годы, будут решать свои финансовые проблемы за счет всего мира, загоняя всех куда? В криптовалютное облако. Со временем, когда часть госдолга США будет размещена в стейблкоинах, США обесценит этот долг. Еще раз простыми словами, у них сейчас валютный 35-триллионный долг, они его загоняют в крипту, в облако, обесценивают и начинают с нуля. Это для тех, кто очень любит заниматься криптой.
So the puzzle pieces are all kind of coming together, but let's talk a bit more specifically about XRP. Let's talk about what happened and how or why you should be bullish on the last 24 hours. Now, I understand if you were heavily leveraged on XRP, you may have totally got wicked out, but amid the crash yesterday, XRP raised 50% of its market cap in a little over 30 minutes. 450, we went from $161 billion to 520 at just $80 billion. We saw XRP wick hugely down as markets, including exchanges, dumped everything. For example, Wintermute moved millions of dollars worth of stablecoins into Binance post the dump. They sell, they buy back, and we can look exactly what this looks like. And guess where that capital is going to flow? Into these altcoins. And I think XRP is poised to get it. Just think about how many of these traders got liquidated. Over $247 million of traders got liquidated. 5 had their entire portfolios wiped out. Now, you may be thinking, how does this work when it comes to XRP? We all know that, well, whenever you lose, the best thing to do is get back on the horse. When you fall, get back up. That's the reality here. Now, I know it's a little bit different with capital. If you've got hundreds of $millions that you've traded in the crypto markets, you are going to have access to capital. Guess what? You now have access to capital that's coming down in rates. We know the Federal Reserve will probably cut rates again in October, potentially even now doing the double cut that I've been talking about. December could end up being exactly the same. All of a sudden, within 2 months, you can go and get debt at about 2.5% versus 4% in where it was. This could give the opportunity to those people wanting to get back into the markets a great chance. This also could absolutely skyrocket valuations of projects and, you guessed it, skyrocket the prices of altcoins, in particular XRP. Think of this, stablecoin market boomed over the last 24 hours, up nearly 0.7%. To give some context, that's $2.06 billion that are now sat in stablecoins, with Tether USDT being the most over the course of the last 24 hours at nearly 0.75%, with a total market cap now of $180 billion. The capital didn't leave the market. It just sat in stablecoin waiting to come back in. And you've got to ask yourself, why? Why would all of a sudden the biggest liquidation in history, where millions and billions of dollars just got wiped out, everyone just sits in stablecoin? Everyone's looking for that opportunity to get back in. And how are they going to do it? Rate cuts are coming, and we'll see whether these actual China tariffs happen out. That's why people are now suddenly starting to just let the dust settle and understand what's coming. Could we see XRP surging 116% from 115 back to the $2.5 billion bulls defending that $2.70? This could open up projections now for even further ETF movement. 320, 450. Could we even break the $5 mark very, very soon? I actually think you're going to see all of this capital that's sat in stablecoins starting to flood back in. Think about it. It didn't leave the market. And when you sort of context exactly where we've been before, we have been here before. And well, we've been here many, many times and moved on. Think about the COVID crash back in March 2020 when XRP dropped about 30 to 35%. Then you move forward, November 22, FTX collapse. What happened? We actually saw about 12.5%. So yes, albeit XRP has seen a push down, the reality is that where it finished on the day was only roughly around 26% of a decline. That's kind of nothing, and actually way less worse than FTX and COVID as a macro sentiment. Might not have felt like it at that moment in time, but for me, this gave the opportunity that either lots of big OG whales are looking for or smart money. There was an absolute reason you couldn't buy on certain exchanges, including Binance, Coinbase, and many others. This wasn't your time to buy, and this is the unfortunate nature of cryptocurrency. That doesn't mean, though, that if you are in spot positions holding your XRP, you might feel uncomfortable, but you should be absolutely confident that XRP is going to skyrocket in price, and I think it's going to come over the course of the next 2 or 3 weeks. We could even be looking at the 1st of November, wondering what the hell happened in October, and why was everyone so panicking around the middle of it? That's what I think is going to happen. All the signs are pointing exactly to that. So let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Are we and should we still be very bullish on XRP, or is it all over and we are just holding the bags while everyone else sells? Drop your comments down below. As always, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget, check out some of the links in the description. If you want some trade signal alerts, you can get the Crypto Crusaders, sign up for that. Also, don't forget to become a channel member, get access to our trade alerts, as well as all the latest coins launching before everyone else. Become a channel member. It's about $8. It's going to be absolutely worth it. Right, until next time, thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.